Hey there. I'm gonna make pork chops today, and I have some bacon drippings in this pan right here, and I have a little bit of bacon drippings in that pan. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go with mushrooms, a cream sauce. These mushrooms will go in that pan. Some onions, some garlic, cream sauce. I'll make a roux out of butter, better than bouillon. Ooh, I'm starting to smoke here. Okay. Yeah, butter, better than bouillon, flour, and cream, and I'll make that a nice thick roux to go into the sauce to make the pork chops turn out pretty nice. And then I'm gonna do, I think I might do these first. Get these going. And then put the beans in this Instant Pot. So what we do, I do, is put some seasoning on these pork chops. I think they got them nice and clean, so I'm not gonna wash them. Okay, Johnny's. I should measure for you guys, but what is that? It's not quite a teaspoon. Here's a teaspoon. Makes it kind of, so that's a little bit more than a half a teaspoon. What I do is I just sprinkle it on there. Okay. And on the other side, I get a little bit on the end here, so maybe half a teaspoon. So what I do on the other side, make sure it's nice and clean. I don't feel any bones. Getting a little too hot over here. If I find bone chips on them, then guess what I do? I go like this to clean those bone chips off. I don't like bone chips in my pork chops because they use a saw for it, so I scrape that off just to be sure. Try the other side too. No, it felt good. Okay, so I like to use Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning on one side, and then Johnny's is just your basic seasoning salt on the other, and I'm just gonna sprinkle some on, so not quite a half a teaspoon on this side. Just a little layer of it. Okay, so that's ready to go. And this pan is hot, so I'm gonna get them sizzling. And my pan, my unit is right here, so this pan doesn't get quite as hot all the way around as I like it. So that's why I put it. Okay, so there's about not quite a tablespoon of bacon grease in this. So I'm going to put my onions, which yesterday I cut up a bunch of onions. So I'm going to put about, let's say half a cup of those onions in there. There's about a half a cup close to it. I might put a little more in. That ought to do it. No, I like more. 3/4 of a cup ish. Okay. And this is all the mushrooms that I have, so I'm going to use those. I'm going to also put about 1/4 cup of onions in with the, a little bit more than 1/4 cup of onions in with the beans, and I'm putting that right into the Instant Pot. So have you guys ever had these long beans from the International Food Market? They just need the ends cut off of them. And I'm going to wash them after I do this, but this is what I do to get the ends off. I just chop the ends off. Sometimes I wash them first. It's a little bit easier. And because they're getting old, I'm going to have to cut off the other ends too. Just for the sake of time, we'll waste them. I don't like to waste food. Okay, now these beans, yeah, they're a little wilty. I'm going to go ahead and just whack the ends off. I don't think I have to get every single last one of them. So this, the pork chops are on number 4.5-ish. We're gonna probably need to cook a good 5 minutes on each side, and I'm not gonna cook them all the way through. So here's the mushrooms going in over here. I'll pre-saute them a little bit. Mushrooms take a lot of, whoops, I just do that. Yeah, they take quite a bit of oil. I might put a little bit of butter in there. Yeah, there's going to be butter in the, about a couple teaspoons of butter. We'll let those cook. They're also on 4.5. These beans will get cut into bite-sized pieces. I'm not being real picky. There's only about 1.5 cups of them. They go in. They taste pretty good. They're green beans. Like, they taste like green beans. So I already did that. And we like bacon in ours. But everything's better with bacon, right? Try not to do too much bacon during the week, but sometimes we get it. That's like not even any garlic, really. One small, teeny tiny clove going in the pot. And then the bacon, you just pop it in there. And to that, I'm going to add, I think this is almost 2 cups of water, so I'm going to go with 1 and maybe 1/2. Yeah. Nice. Throw a little Johnny's. About 8 good shakes. And that is ready to go in the pot. not too picky on how long I cook those for. I might do 4 minutes on them so they get nice and soft. Flip these. That's pretty good. I'm just searing them a little bit. This could go a little higher, but I'm not in a drastic hurry. Okay, so I'm going to do this here so you can see what I do. I just sprinkle Johnny's in that to make the seasoning flavor up. So how much is that? About 1/8 of a teaspoon. Okay. So I don't know who's had this little trick done before. About a tablespoon of butter. About a tablespoon of flour. About a tablespoon of whipping cream. About, well, I'm gonna go with 2 teaspoons of this. So if you look at that glop right there, teaspoons underneath, the teaspoons on top, that's about 2 teaspoons. The reason why I'm mixing this up like this is because I'm not going to put it 1 more tablespoon of whipping cream, so 2 tablespoons of whipping cream. I'm going to put this on top of the mushrooms. Actually, maybe I'm not going to do that. Maybe I'll mix it in this time. No matter, it will melt in and it'll thicken it up really nice. So, okay, I've got 2 tablespoons of cream in there already. So I'm going to use about 1/2 cup of cream and 1/2 cup of water. I don't want to use too much cream in this time. Try to use milk. So when you use the water in there, it's almost the same as using chicken broth, but I like it better than bouillon better because it has a little bit more flavor than just chicken broth out of the box. I think that was nice and good. Okay, so forgot these guys. I already have a 1/2 of one that was in the refrigerator. To me, crushing them is worth the chance of bruising your garlic. I mean, I'm going to cook it anyway. And I smell those chops, so I'm going to turn them off. They smell like they're getting nice and brown. Okay. This cream and water will deglaze that pan. Speaking of deglazing, I had some wine I was going to put in there, the leftover from the other night. Maybe I will skip that. Or maybe, tell you what I'll do. I'll deglaze this pan with some of the, you know, they kind of make a really good combination. And I used not quite half of that for the other recipes, so I'm going to go with a 1/4 cup-ish. Save the rest of that for something else. Okay, watch this. See how that butter's melting in there? Nice, and it's going to make that sauce just thicken up really quick. So I'm going to throw this in the oven. I'm going to do it like a Dutch oven kind of deal today. Nice and brown. Okay. Toss them in. Turn the unit off. You still need to deglaze this pan. And it smells so good. See if I can do this without burning. No, I can't. I need to get some pads out here. I'm putting that on there. I like to get all my goodies. Okay, so those are done. And then I know that these chops will lose liquid during the process of cooking, so I'm going to stir this in after. And there, they're ready to go in the oven. Look at that. Already. Okay. So this is my Dutch oven lid. This turns this pan into a Dutch oven. And then I just pop it into the oven, which is right there. Little tiny Breville oven, but I still love the thing. Ooh. I noticed just now dirty. I don't like to use a dirty oven because that grease that's on that glass will burn and turn brown. And so try to clean this part up. Must have been busy. Okay. And turning the oven on to 350 for not quite an hour, 45-50 minutes. Peak. 445. Good. I'm gonna go with 325 and not Quebec. Preheating. Okay, that's it. So we'll have some pork chops for dinner tonight, mushroom soup gravy, and some green beans.